to another Pony Express broadcast by Mark Dillon Jr. Let us start this show by bowing our heads for a quick prayer. Thank you, Lord, for another day of doing what we love. For this gathering of sim racers, and for the chance to pretend to be real race car drivers. We ask that you watch over these sim racers and their families as they gather together to enjoy the hobby of sim racing. May their spouses and children enjoy dinner, bath times, Netflix, and bedtime stories without them. May their calibration stay true, their racing rigs hold together, and their connections stay strong. May they treat each other with respect, avoid bogus black flags, and nail some green flag pit stops. May they return every night to see their friends and teammates, to click drive one more time, and to partake in the camaraderie that comes with being a part of the sim racing community. Father, we also ask that you guide and protect our veterans and their families as they make sacrifices so that we are able to spend a few hours in front of our computers trying to be like the king or the intimidator. And lastly, may we all have fun, win or lose, in your name. Amen. Now please rise and remove your hats as we join a fellow sim racer for his version of the Star Spangled Banner on guitar.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Pony Express Broadcast Network coming to you live from Rolling Thunder Gaming. Tonight we have the RTG All-Star Open Super Speedway style. It's the qualifier for Thursday night's All-Star race. These are the guys featured tonight are the guys who didn't win a race this season. But anyways, joining me in the booth tonight, Donnie, the Nature Boy Garrett, and driver of the number 115 car, Sean Lockyer. Guys, how you doing?
Pretty good, bud. Glad to be in here tonight and share the booth with you and Sean, and I think we're gonna have a good time.
It's always a pleasure, gentlemen.
Sean making his broadcasting debut tonight. Um, Donnie, why don't you tell us a little bit about the format of tonight's All Star Open?
Well, we're going to run 20 laps, and at the somewhere on lap 19, they're going to throw the caution. It's going to be a race back, which is a little bit unusual for us. We don't usually race back until under so many laps to go, but tonight it's going to be some special rules, and so lap 19 we're going to get a caution. They're going to race back, and the person leading there is going to be is going to transfer and be out of the race, and then we'll let that caution play out. They'll go back, and at the end of lap 39 or somewhere towards the middle of lap 39, they'll throw the caution flag again, and whoever's leading at that point will back out and be driver number two, and then we'll race it to the end. And at the end, we'll have a driver that wins it, and he'll back out. And then they've thrown a little bit of a stretch in here tonight. We're going to take a vote for everybody watching on YouTube land, and take a popular vote for whoever's left over, and that driver will get to go in.
Also, the owners are going to be voting too. So it looks like we have 9 cars. Qualifying just finished up. There are 9 cars eligible. Bernie Mobs, Rusty Little, they're going to be starting on the front row. Out of these 9 cars, 5 of them are going to make it. 3 of them are going to race their way in. One of them is going to get voted by the fans, and one of them is going to get voted by the owners. So just over 50% of this field has a shot of making it to the big race on Thursday night. Donnie's already locked in there. Donnie, tell us about the All-Star race. I know you've won it.
Yeah, I actually won it last year, and I won the inaugural event. Probably one of the biggest wins of my career. They can't take it from you, and it was amazing. It'll rank up there in the top 5 wins of my 20-year career racing online. And one of these guys tonight could transfer in and get up there and actually win that thing and change their whole career.
And Sean, what about you? Are you locked in Thursday?
Excuse me. Actually, I am. I am locked in. I was fortunate enough to win a super speedway race with the best, and it's not an easy task. And of course, with the All-Star race, you had the best of the best. So it's going to be exciting Thursday night. So I look to see a lot of people, show up to see it.
And with the small number of drivers that we have in here, that's a testament to the amount of wins. A lot of these guys had one win, and it is so tight, to get one win and make it in this thing. That these are the guys that are kind of left over that didn't get a chance to win, but the list is huge, of guys that have at least one win. Normally, we have about 20 drivers in this race, but if you go look at the race and the people already qualified in, we got a big list, and it's a testament to the amount of drivers that are just so good here, and any of these guys can win.
So now I want to quick shout out to the viewers in YouTube land. Like we said, or you might have missed it, there is a fan vote. Out of these 9 drivers in this field, the fans are going to vote one of these 9 drivers into Thursday night's All-Star race. As well as me, Donnie, and Sean will be voting as well. I personally, I'm going to wait until just about the end of segment 3 to cast my vote, because obviously I want to vote for somebody who didn't win segment 1 or 2, or isn't going to win segment 3. I don't want to waste my vote, so I'm going to save my vote. But just to the YouTube viewers, keep that in mind. In the YouTube chat, if you're watching the broadcast, be sure to get your vote in, but before the broadcast ends, and we'll see how it all shakes out at the end of the night.
I got to tell y'all a quick story about my vote for the race. I'd been watching that list for a while, and I'd picked Grant Wesley to win the race, and then I talked to Grant one night. I was actually following him around the track one night, and I said, "Hey man," I whispered to him and said, "Hey, I voted you for the All-Star Open." And he just put back, laugh out loud, I'm already qualified in. Well, the list wasn't updated. So he had actually won a race and he actually is qualified in. And so then I picked Ordo, and I'm sorry, it was somebody else. I picked somebody else, and I forget who it is right now, but I picked somebody else to win, and then they ended up winning the race, and then now they're locked in. So it seems like everyone I picked before tonight ended up winning a race right there at the end and getting locked in. So I was trying to get people to pay me to pick them, so that they can win.
Grant Wesley definitely locked in. Grant Wesley won a lot of races, in fact, this year. Dominated the Dirt Series, won the championship. In fact, I sponsored that series, and I got him a pretty badass trophy. I think he may have gotten it today, perhaps tomorrow. Hopefully Grant will share some pics of that. But yeah, Grant Wesley was, as far as dirt goes, he had a hell of a season.
Yeah, they only count the super speedway wins for this particular All Star because they do have a regular All Star, then they have this super speedway All Star, but it's only the wins that are that you have here, and I think Chuck led it with 10 wins. I was second with 8, and then I think it might have been Chilling with 5 after that, but it's just an incredible group of drivers, and like I said, any of these guys can win at any given night. And it ain't given to you. I mean, you earn these wins, and it's tough.
Yes, it's definitely luck of the draw with these wins. And you could be the fastest car of the night, or the best skilled driver, or so forth. And going back to Grant, I mean, Grant Wesley is a very, very, very talented short track racer. If you don't already know.
Ain't too bad on super speedways either. I've been watching him. He actually took me out last Thursday. We were on the bottom, and we had the lead there at the end of that race, and he just made a mental error, and it happens. He got into the back of me and turned me there with about 2 laps to go. About 6 laps to go actually, and I just never could get back up there. We had a 1-lap shootout, but not mad at him or nothing like that. He was doing everything he could to push me, and he's a great little driver, man. He picked up my eyes quick, and I watch these guys, and I'm looking for guys out there that are good, and he definitely got on the radar quick with his abilities.
So I gotta ask you guys: Are you gonna do similar to me? You're gonna wait towards the end of tonight to cast your vote and see how things shake out in segment 1 and 2?
I tell you what we do. Let's let Sean pick the first segment. You want to pick the third? I'll take the second one. How about that?
Okay, we could do that. I guess I'm going to end up picking. You know what? I like Rusty Little.
All right, I'm waiting, and like I say, if Rusty, he's on my radar too. So if he don't get through the first one, maybe I'll pick him on the second one. But so your first pick for the first segment is going to be Rusty Little. Very good pick. But I tell you, these are the races I live for, man. It's go or go home. There ain't no points race, and ain't no sandbagging, ain't no laying back. I mean, if you're 5th and you want to be first, you're going to do what it takes. You're going to go up the middle, up the side, up the wall, through the grass. I mean, whatever it takes, to get your car up where it needs to be. And these are exciting races.
Absolutely, and you have very, very talented drivers in all of these races. I mean, just to get in the All-Star race here at RTG, you have a lot of talent out there, and it's really hard to get into an All-Star Super Speedway race. And I got to commend these guys on coming out tonight and making the effort. They made the effort all season long, and hopefully we see quite a few of them on Thursday night.
Hey Terry, you there?
Yeah.
Anyway, I was just wondering before Happy Hour wraps up if you wanted to say anything about this race or give any shout outs.
Well, first I want to thank all the drivers that have supported RTG this year. I mean, I know this is a small field tonight, but that's a testament to how equal the drivers are here. I mean, we got 34, 35 drivers qualified for Thursday's race. Yeah, that's freaking awesome. And I think even though it's a small field, you're going to see some exciting racing tonight.
Now, Terry, let me ask you this: if David Cannon ends up being one of the 5 cars that make it to the show on Thursday night, is he going to show up?
That's the $1,000,000 question. I sure hope he does.
Well,
I just want to interview him tonight.
at least you talked him into racing tonight.
Yeah, that was the hardest part. I know I was listening to your broadcast a little bit when you pulled me in here, and yeah, and the fan vote, try to wait till the end of the third segment to do a fan vote.
Yeah, that's my plan. I want to see who wins segment 1 and 2, and how 3 is shaking out before I cast my vote.
Yeah, Terry, we want to thank you for putting all this stuff on and giving us this opportunity to get up here in the booth and all the racing you allow us to do, and we thank you and look forward to this race tonight. Like I said earlier, there's a small field, but that's not a bad thing. It's a testament to all the guys that are locked in already, and it just shows how much competition is here at RTG, and all the guys that are locked in, like you said, was 30 some drivers, and normally it's about 15 or 20. That would be locked into a race like that for because of the dominating wins. But a lot of guys are winning, and it's getting tough. It's getting tough to win races here.
Oh, I know. On Tuesday and Thursday anymore, I'm just shooting for a top 10. I wasn't in the well, actually Thursday until the last couple of races, I did have a chance at a championship, but yeah, it's got to the point anymore that just getting a top 10 is an accomplishment. I mean, like 5 years ago, it was nothing for somebody to win 5, 6, 7 super speedway races in a season, and now if you can get 2, I mean, that's a major accomplishment.
Drivers, to your cars.
And I've seen my wins go down a lot here lately, and it's just because of the amount of qualified, talented drivers that we have at RTG, and there's no place I'd rather be.
All right. Well, the race is about to start. The drivers are getting in their cars, about to fire their motors. Obviously, we appreciate Terry, David, and Sean Prime for putting all of this on. And Terry, we'll let you get back down there and enjoy the show.
Thank you, and I want to say, Mr. Lockyer, for your first time in the booth, you sound pretty good so far.
Oh, thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks, Terry. Enjoy the show.
Thank you.
He has to buy the pizza since it's his first night.
Drivers, start your
I'm gonna talk
engines.
after the race what you want.
I've already got my cold Monster energy drink right here.
I got 3 big glasses of water. I'm coming off of a little bit of a cold, and voice might go here some point, but you know what? I'm going to go until she does.
So here we go. Cars rolling off. See that brand new Pony Express pace car, that Chevy Camaro. We let Donnie take it for a spin around Talladega earlier. Donnie, I understand we're only getting about 13 or 14 laps on fuel here tonight.
Yeah, it's about all we're getting. They put it up to, I think, 3x, and what that basically means is you're going to use your fuel a little faster and have to pit a little bit more often, which will make things a little more exciting.
And it's always exciting to see these guys go from 200 miles per hour down to 55 and safely into pit road.
So
That's the key of this race.
So Donnie, if you're in this race and you got a 20 lap shootout at Talladega, and you can't make it 20 laps on fuel, what's your strategy?
I'd say stay at the back and try to clutch a little bit, or just go balls all out and stay at the extreme front. I don't want to be in the eye of the storm. I don't want to be in the middle. I only want to be at the front or the back. And if I'm in the back, I'm saving fuel, and that could pay dividends there at some point. But you got to pit, and you got to think and take at least 2 tires, and that's going to come into play here, I think.
And Donnie, you think it's probably going to be a 1 can stop if it stays green?
Yeah, you could do probably 1 can will probably get you home, but you got to remember, you're going to go into that next segment, and you got to have enough fuel to get through that segment. So, you might want to give away that first segment and take that extra fuel. There's a strategy I just threw out there to somebody, but you get that extra fuel, you come in late in the next one, and you might have to only take a half a can. So there's little strategy plays there too.
And here we go, green flag. Good start for the 102 at Rusty Little on the high side, getting a push from Brian Ordo.
Yeah, top line's a little bit better formed up there right now than the bottom, but bottom's coming back here. Looks like they're gonna group up there when they hit the backstretch.
You got some really good pushers on the top line as well. You got David Cannon and Brian Ordo behind Rusty Little.
Don't count old Bernie Mobbs out there at that bottom. That Bernie, he starts at the front, stays at the front, and he's a good driver.
And you have number 67 of Wayne Pridnow. He is hearing impaired, and I'm gonna be honest, he's done an excellent job all year round being hearing impaired, and I don't think I could race without hearing motors next to me and so forth.
Here comes David Cannon jumping to the low line, trying to lead this race.
Yeah, you got to give a shout out to Wayne for that. One night I was coming in, I was racing, and I said, I'm going to just turn the sound down and try to run this thing, and I about wrecked. And I listened to my gears and stuff coming in on pit road, and I've got to have that sound, and how he does it without that, it's just amazing.
Cannon for the lead.
Looks like Bones is going to lead lap number 2.
As you can see here, ain't no holding back, man. These guys are going for it. We're already on lap 3. There's only 17 laps to go in this segment, and one of these guys is going to get pulled out of here and get to take the rest of the night off.
Things starting to get single file on the low line. Now Rusty Little squeezes in. The 305 of Manny Diaz, he's usually in the 710. He's in the 305 tonight.
And in these small fields, you got to watch if you're the guy out front, because you're going to be using more gas. And if Bones has to pit by himself a lap early, he's done. I mean, you can forget about it. He's going to come out, and those guys are going to eat him up quick. So, you got to watch. You got to watch leading a bunch of these laps, because you will use more fuel, especially with the 3X.
And so now everybody's single file. And there's no bonus points. It's you either win the segment or you don't.
Yeah, there ain't no laying back tonight. Like I say, it's balls to the wall, and you're going to go 100% every lap. And you want to win this thing. You want to put yourself in position. And right now, if I'm sitting there, I'm looking for friends, man. I'm complimenting guys, telling them how great they're racing tonight and how nice their car looks, and I'm buttering them up, man, trying to get them to go with me.
And we have Dave Robbins, 96 car. He's one of the M&T guys that actually acquisitioned with RTG this year. And he's running third right now, P3.
And Pribnow sitting right there in fourth. He's easing along. I'd love to see Wayne win one of these things. That would be just amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be, as once we get to segment 3 and we have 2 winners out of the way, I feel like those final 7 drivers, they're going to know that it's their last chance. And so I expect segment 3 to be really exciting.
And with segment 1, I think everyone's getting a feel of their surroundings and what they can do and what they can't do. And it is a single file at this point, but I guess at this point, who's going to come out and help you if you do break out? And there goes one, number 8, Glenn Harris.
I think when we get to the pit stops too, that's going to decide a lot. As Mr. Nosfer says there in the chat room, he's correct about that. It's definitely going to the good pitters are going to really get out there, and with a small field like this, 1 or 2 or 3 of these guys could break away and stink up the show. Or if you have a bad pit stop, it could hurt you. But you know what? You get to re-rack them, and after lap 20, and you get 2 more shots at it. So. If you don't win this first one, it's okay. You still got 2 more shots.
You're absolutely right, Donnie. And I think I mentioned that at the beginning of the race, is that pitting and how you pit is all it comes down to on where you're going to be on the track. How good are you to do it?
There's probably some deal making going on out there, and these guys start talking to each other, and say, hey man, let's pit a lap early. Stay 1 or 2 cars going in, and depending on where you qualified at, who you trust, who you trust to go in with. A lot of variables go into pitting, or you may see a free for all where they all come in at the same time. But I'm concerned about Bones out there leading. Like he's leading right now. He's really burning up that fuel, especially with that 3X, and it's gonna it could hurt him. It could put him down a lap early, and if nobody goes with him, he could be in trouble.
I have a feeling Bernie will go with him, and actually I have a feeling the top 5 will go with him, if not all the field, because it's such a short field. So you never know.
Sorry for the silence. I'm working on some technical issues behind the scenes over here. Anyways though, we are on lap number 9. We're within about 4 laps of green flag pit stops. I don't think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna go green unless there's a pit road miscue. I do want to bring up though, we have lost 2 cars. Manny Diaz, Dave Earlywine. Perhaps they short pitted. Maybe I missed that.
Yeah, they short pitted, and they've already jumped on pit road. And if they can stay on the lead lap here, now this is a strategy play. If these guys can stay on the lead lap, you got a small field, so the speeds are going to be down just a hair. If these guys can stay on the lead lap, which looks like they're coming to get them now there, but if they can stay out there, and a crash would happen right now, man, they've done their pit stop. They're gold. They're back in the front, and it's a strategy play. But when these cars catch them, put them a lap down, it could hurt them. But if they can catch the end of that draft, it might help.
Now, Mark, one of the rules of this qualifier is that you must pit before the mandatory caution comes out. So, yes, Donnie, you're correct. So they made their pit stop.
We got 2 cars on pit road, the 102 of Rusty and the 71 of Ordo. They're on pit road. They come down together. They were in lockstep coming down through there, and they look pretty good. Let's see how they pan out when they come out. Staying out there in that draft a little longer sometimes will help you too. And you get back up to speed a little quicker. They're going to be coming off pit road, and I'm watching them now. They're coming off. I mean, they came off perfect together. That is going to be awesome. That was a great stop.
Awesome stop. Good job for them too.
So now, Donnie, would you take you would just take the 2-tire minimum here at Talladega, right? You wouldn't take 4, would you?
I think I'd take the minimum, but I might try to get as much gas as possible because it's going to help me in segment 2 to use a little bit less gas. And on these Thursday nights when we run these races, and even Tuesday nights, even now, with the amount of people we're getting in those fields, you start watching that. Lap 2, you start watching, because if you can get down and take a little less fuel at the end, it can pay hundreds and hundreds of feet on the track, and it can be the difference between a win and a third or fourth place. So there's all kinds of strategies involved here. But you got two guys together; they're in nose to tail right there with the 71 and the 102. I think they're gonna fare pretty well here.
Leader's pitting.
Here we go. All 5 cars hit pit road. Everybody's in cleanly. So now we wait to see how things cycle through. Obviously, these 5 cars may have a slight advantage as they were in a 5-car pack versus the 2-car pack that was going a little bit slower after their pit stops.
You got the 95 and the 305 are together, and you got the 71 and the 102 together. So these guys are together, which will help them. They're not by themselves. But let's see if these 5 that came in, they can stay together coming off pit road.
Looks like Glenn Harris. Looks like Glenn Harris beat the 90 off of pit road.
But here comes Brian Ordo and Rusty Little with a head of steam. They're going to blow right by these guys.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like I said, they had such a great pit stop that 2 cars like that's what it takes. And they'll pull out there a little ways, but then these guys will get formed back up. I'll tell you, the big loser on that was David Cannon. And probably what happened was David Cannon used a little more gas, and he had to stay on pit road a little bit. It's just a hair longer. That's all it takes.
1 second, that's all it takes. Am I right, Donnie?
Got that right. I mean, 1 second in pit road is 100 feet on the track. So, that's about, if you look back there where David's at, he's about 200 feet. So, he probably used an extra gallon of gas or so, in that run. So, leading is a great thing on that last lap, but, it's not the best thing to do sometimes in the first part of the race.
So it looks like... Go ahead.
It does look like he does have a pack behind him. That's going to help him catch up to the lead pack here.
Now here comes Bernie Mobbs, Glenn Harris, Dave Robbins.
Right now, I'm screaming. I'm screaming at Bernie. I'm like, guys, come on. We got a nice little breakaway here while we racing. Those guys are going to form up behind us and come and get us. Let's stay single file at least for a while here. We're coming to lap 15. Those guys, if they start to racing here this early, those guys behind them are going to run them down pretty quick.
So here we go. It's a 5-car breakaway after green flag pit stops. 6 laps to go.
And they're now coming into a single file, which will give them a little help to get away from that second pack. But that second pack is coming fast.
Yeah, they must have listened to me because they're back single file again. I'm giving away way too many of my secrets tonight.
Bernie Mobbs, your race leader. But that doesn't mean that these 4 cars here... Oh, Glenn Harris looks outside, thinks otherwise. Now he's looking outside again.
He wants to win. I mean, it's... in a normal race right now, those guys sitting there might go, you know what, man, I got a great points night. I'm going to sit right here. But, second is the first loser tonight. And, you got to win. So you look for these guys to be at least 3 or 4 wide here when we get to the last lap.
Yeah, me personally, when I super speedway race, I don't want to be... I don't want to be Bernie Mobbs right now because these 4 cars are going to gang up on you with 1 or 2 laps to go.
Definitely, yeah. You definitely don't want to be the guy leading because you're the sitting duck. Hey, I want to give a shout out to the YouTubers. There's 19 people watching us right now. I want to give a shout out to all those guys out there and light that sucker up, man. Talk to us.
Man, that's crazy. I don't even know 19 people. Yeah, we've got, I know Mitch is in there, Tim's in there, I think Metallic is in there. Who else did I think I saw Brian Hogue in there?
I definitely seen Tim in there. I think he's the greatest racer ever.
That's funny, he said the same thing about you.
Timmy Johnson, is that who you're referring to?
Yeah, Timmy Johnson. The greatest racer to ever lace up a pair of racing shoes.
Now, do racing shoes have laces?
His does.
Here we go, Rusty Little looking on the outside. Dave Robbins, Glenn Harris looking to go with him.
They're getting wild, man. We're coming to lap 18. This thing's about over.
2 laps to go.
The 8's going for it here. Look at this.
And he's got help with Rusty Little. And they might do it because they've got a third car right behind them.
71 needs to be careful. He's trying to sneak in there. He needs to be careful not to clip the nose.
Oh, Russ. Oh, there goes Glenn blocking. That's good.
Now here comes Rusty trying to get around him. It's going to be two to go at the line. If when the caution comes out, they will be racing back to the line.
I will tell you this. I've raced a lot of years with Glenn Harris, and he is a very, very outstanding racer, and he knows when to go.
Okay, somewhere here they will throw the caution. This is lap 19. So right here, at some point on this lap, they will throw the caution, and we'll be racing back here.
Unfortunately, he didn't have as much help as he needed to get ahead of that, and it looks like Rusty might be taking this.
Oh, here we go. Glenn Harris trying to make it 3 wide. No help, though. Somebody's going to have to do something, or Rusty's going to take this one.
Yeah, they're waiting. They're waiting. They're going to do their move off this corner here.
Here comes Bernie and Dave Robbins.
Caution's
out. Caution's out. They're racing back to the line.
Rusty Little.
Rusty Little.
Well, you caught it.
1 for 1, I guess.
I'm impressed. I don't think that's ever been done on TV before. Your first race to call and you called the winner. That's awesome.
So there you have it. Rusty Little wins segment number 1. He will transfer to Thursday night's All-Star race. We're going to go ahead and get him up here in the booth real quick. Give him a little interview before they start segment 2. Hey Rusty, congrats on your segment number 1 victory.
Thank you, sir.
I just want to let you know, Sean Lockyer, making his broadcast debut, picked you to win segment number 1.
And 4. Didn't
Congratulations.
want to disappoint him.
You put on a great drive out there. What'd you do on that pit stop? Did you take a full can of fuel or half a can? What'd you do on that pit stop?
2 cans and 2 tires.
2 cans. So you just went ahead and topped off. That's good. Was you? Did it go all the way back up? I guess.
Yeah. Yep, all the way up to full, and I got 4 laps left.
Okay, so I'd imagine everybody probably done that. But yeah, congratulations, man. That was a great drive, and we're proud of you. We were pulling for you up here in the booth.
And 4, yeah, without Brian pushing me. He gave me the sign to pit. We pitted together and come out together. Was really good in the draft.
Yeah, we were watching you guys when you guys come down pit road. You guys really came in perfect. You went out perfect. You got locked up perfect, and that's what it takes in these small fields like this. The quicker you got back together, the cars that were behind you, they didn't get back together as quick, and that's what happened to them. But great job, man. Welcome to Thursday, and I look forward to being in that race with you.
Thanks, Donnie.
Yeah, good job, Rusty. We'll looking forward to seeing you Thursday night. We'll let you get back down there and enjoy the rest of tonight's activities.
And 4, I appreciate it, guys. I'd like to thank RTG and all the admins for giving us a chance to get into the All-Star race.
Rusty, congratulations. And I think I just got a word from Brian Older's crew chief that he had a beer waiting for you. So go and enjoy it.
4. I'm going to put this thing in the hauler and go grab it.
All right, so there you have it. Segment winner, segment number 1, Rusty Little in the 102. He is locked into Thursday night's All-Star race. That brings us down to 8 drivers for segment number 2. It looks like Bernie Mobs will be starting on the point with Brian Ordo on the outside.
Okay, Donnie, it's your turn.
I'm still thinking, man. I'm torn here. I'm going to shoot for Bernie Mobs. I think he's definitely got the car that can win this thing. He's got the ability. He's got the talent. He come in. He did pretty good there in that segment, and I'm gonna go for Bernie Mobs.
Okay, so we have Bernie winning second, the second segment from Donnie's pick. All right. Hopefully we have 2 for 2 here.
Oh, and
Now, 71 just jumped off there and jumped on the pit road, and I like that move. I think that's awesome. I think he's smart, and he's gonna go down there and top off, and it could, if he's coming, he runs around in the back there. Now he'll be running around in the back. Now when he comes in, he's going to take less fuel than everybody. So that was a smart move on his part. Very smart.
quick word to our 19 viewers out there in YouTube land. I know you guys weren't here all of you weren't here at the beginning of the show. I just want to let you guys know that these cars that you see out here in this qualifying race, after the conclusion of segment number 3, we're going to open up the fan voting, and you, the fans, the YouTube viewers, as well as me, Donnie, Sean, everybody watching this race is going to be able to vote one of the 6 cars who didn't win a segment into Thursday's All-Star race. So be thinking about who you want to vote for right after segment 3 ends, and we know who our 3 segment winners are. We'll open up that fan voting.
That's pretty exciting there. It was a small field, but again, it goes back to what we were saying before with the 19 viewers sitting there watching us. It's a testament to how great the competition is here at RTG and the amount of winners that are already locked in. That's why this field's so small, and this is a big stage for these guys, and this could give them some confidence going into Thursday. If they can get through this tonight and get a win here tonight, it's a win. A win's a win, and get them in there on Thursday night, man, they might have a shot at this thing.
And I want to give you a quick update. We're actually instead of 5 out of these 9 drivers making it, it's going to be 5 out of 8. Manny Diaz has left, so looks like Manny Diaz will be out of the running. So we're going to have 7 cars in segment number 2, 6 in segment number 3, and that'll leave you 5 to vote for.
You're absolutely right, Donnie, is that you have so many drivers at RTG just trying to win something and trying to get into something. And, the testament is that you have drivers out here just trying to do this. And it's great to see. Great to see.
So here we go. The lights are out on the pace car. Green flag. Uh-oh. Dave Cannon spins Dave Robbins. Not sure what just happened. Anyways, though, the lights are out. We're about to go back to green flag racing. I think Dave Robbins was trying to make a sharp left turn to get on the inside line where he should be, and perhaps didn't see the 3 there.
He's coming on back up through there now. He'll be all right.
Yeah, going to be green flag here on lap number 24, so we expect the race to end around lap 44.
Well, it'll actually end on lap 40. At lap 39, they'll throw the caution. These laps do count.
And I actually predict that they're going to start pitting between lap 37.
Hey, Terry, you there?
Yes, sir.
Hey, we're going green on lap 24. Does it does the segment end on lap 44 or lap 40?
Lap 40. We'll throw the caution on lap 39.
All right, thank you for clarifying.
You're welcome.
All right, so there, that's the boss man right there. He's behind the scenes running the show tonight.
Yeah, that's how they do it in real racing. They'll, when they if it's a 60, 70 lap segment and they go back to green at, lap 64, 65, it'll go to a lap, let's say 120. And it's the same thing here. Like I say, they'll go 30 somewhere on lap 39. They'll throw the caution. They'll race back, and that'll be the end of segment number 2. But we're getting ready to go here, and I look for things to ramp up, and get a little more exciting here.
So this is only going to be about a 15 lap race. So you're somebody might take a splash just to win this segment.
And that takes me back to that 71 there, and that little move he made. He could jump in there and make it happen quick and get out and get back into the field and get out there ahead of them all.
I've got a lot of confidence in Brian Ordo.
But he could end up like Timmy was the other night. You come out of the pits with such a huge... Oh, we've got a blown motor. Car's wrecking. They're on the apron, though. We're going to stay green. But like I was saying, Timmy the other night, he came out of pit road. Oh, and we do have a caution. Caution is out. Timmy came out of there with such a big lead the other night that everybody freight trained him. So Brian Ordo, he's the only one on that fuel strategy, so he might be a sitting duck.
That was a big wreck there. I think the 3 might be done, and the 95 was tore up pretty bad there.
Yeah, not sure what happened. We're going to head to the caution rewind screen for the first time tonight. Let's go back and see what happened to Bones.
It looks like David Earlywine expired. And no, looks like David can expired.
Yeah, taking a look at the replay here. Yeah, David Cannon, his motor blew right there in front of Dave Earlywine and Wayne Pribnow. Wayne a little bit of contact, but able to keep going. Dave Earlywine, a lot of contact.
Yeah, unfortunate. Wayne couldn't lift enough. When these cars blow up, I mean, they stop on a dime, and you just can't do anything. If you're lucky to get around them, it's a godsend. Quite
the random motor failure there. We hadn't even gone a lap in that segment.
I believe the 03 is out of the race.
Yeah, now, so Donnie, since we're only running 15 laps, with this caution, Brian Ordo should just have to take 2 tires. I forgot he has to take 2 tires, so the fuel doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I think they got to pit under green. I think they still got to do the green flag pit stop before 2 or 3 to go, I believe.
So Ordo is good on fuel for this whole segment, but he has to take a 2-tire stop just like everybody else.
Exactly, and with less cars now, these cars are probably going to break up when they go into pit road now. And so, like I say, if with him doing that little top off, I'd be going in every lap right now if it was me. I'd be going there and topping off every lap I could, and getting as much fuel packed in that car as I can. And as you see the 71 come flying back up on the field there, I'm sure that's what he did. And it's a great strategy move.
So real quick, I really don't know when to throw this in here tonight. So I'm going to do it right now. We're going to go ahead and roll the veteran salute right now, so it doesn't interview with any segment stuff later on. So on behalf of Pony Express Broadcast Network, thank you to all of the veterans out there. We hope you enjoy this quick veteran salute before we get back to green flag racing. And we're back. That was our veteran salute for tonight. As always, we appreciate all of the veterans out there and their service and sacrifices.
Absolutely, it's what lets us do this free, and so important to salute our vets.
Absolutely, absolutely. And thank you for Pony Express Network for giving that tribute every race.
Absolutely, it's in my policies. It's non-negotiable. Here we go. I expect these lights on the pace car are going to go out here, and we'll get back to racing. We have some cars. We have some lappers, so that's why a little longer than normal caution. And there we go. The lights do go out. We're going to go back to green flag racing on lap 29. So it'll be about a 10-lap shootout here between these 6 cars. They do need to make a 2-tire green flag stop in those 10 laps. Probably the sooner the better. You don't want to wait and the caution come out with 4 to go and then you never got to make your stop. What do you think, Donnie? What do you think about if you're in the back of the field here? What do you think about peeling off and stopping as the green flag comes out? Get it out of the way.
I'd have to check with the rules on that to see if that would be legal, because technically you wouldn't be under green when you hit the pit road, so I'm not sure that would be a legal move. But hey, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
To my understanding is it would have to be under green for you to make that stop for it to be legal. To my understanding.
Jeff Burton won a race like that several years ago at Charlotte. I think he pulled in, he had the perfect pit stall, and they had to make that one pit stop, and he did that on the last lap and just edged forward and won the race. I thought that was awesome. And but that's how you gotta play the strategy, and you gotta look at the rules, and you gotta play within them, and you gotta find little things. And if I would have been in this race, man, I would have spent a week thinking about this darn thing. But I'm just that kind of driver, and I'm thinking, okay, what I do if this happens? What do I do if this happens? What if this happens? What am I going to do? I want to think about every possibility to get myself a win, to get into that big race, and go get a shot to win the big one.
And here we go. Bernie Mob's going to start on the inside. Dave Robbins on the outside. Green flag, Dave Robbins with a push from Brian Ordo.
I lobbied. I was hoping that if we got over 20 cars, I was really lobbying to paint the numbers underneath the cars, because I said with this kind of format, you're going to see cars coming in upside down, coming across the start-finish line, and I'd like to be able to identify them, with their number being painted under the car, but I lost that battle.
Yeah, with the sponsors changing every week, I mean, a lot of times with us being up in the booth, we look at the normal sponsor, normal sponsor, and with it changing, it's trying to find that number. It's just that it's not really hard to see, but looking at the hood or the roof, it's a lot easier these days. I guess we need to get young eyes up here.
Here we go, everything's single file now. Bernie Mob's your leader. Looks like Dave Earlywine, we are running moderate damage, so that 65 car is still good to go.
Wayne Primdown was all over the 8 car there.
And now the 8 jumps to the high side, trying to get to the lead with Brian Ordo pushing.
And he had the number 95, Dave Earlywine, sneaking up behind them. So it's going to have an even field here soon.
Laps are ticking down. 8 to go. When are these guys going to get their 2 tires? Hopefully somebody reminded them that they have to get their tires under green.
Oh, I'm sure somebody's in their ear. But, if the 90 calls it out, I think everybody goes. You don't want to stay out in this little pack here. You really want to get everybody on the pit road at the same time and get out together. But we've seen big mistakes on coming to pit road, and anything can happen. But there's some good drivers in here, and at Wayne Pribnow, he's up there in second place now. So impressed with that guy, man. It's just, you can't say enough about Wayne Pribnow and being here and impaired and being able to be a contender. He just don't ride around out there. He's a contender, and I'd love to see him win. Definitely a sentimental favorite for, I'm sure, everybody in YouTube land and all of us. Definitely a favorite.
Yeah, let me point out that should the 67 win a segment tonight or even a vote, Wayne Pribnow he doesn't have TeamSpeak, so he will not be interviewed.
I'm sure he'll get a lot of text on Facebook and a lot of congratulatory. A lot of guys will be congratulating him and texting him, and I'm sure it would make his day to win this thing.
And here we go, Brian Ordo heading down pit road, all by himself. Nobody else. Everybody else stays out.
Now, what he hopes is that they come in pretty quickly. The longer they stay out there and the longer they stay in that draft, they're going to kill him. And he's going to be hoping for a caution or everybody to come in on this next lap here.
Yeah, I have to agree, Donnie. Being by yourself is almost a nightmare.
So far, nothing else on the chat box. Coming to lap number 34, it's going to be 5 laps to go. One more lap, a caution would end this segment, so these guys better make that pit stop.
Back to Wayne Pribnow, number 67. If people don't watch a lot on Facebook or even YouTube with Pony Express and so forth, but he does nothing but race super speedways, and he's very, very good at it.
That's what Bones and Donnie Garrett do, right?
That's what I hear. I hear that's the only race that I run, and I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna run some of these races this season, and I'm gonna show them that I can do something other than super speedways. Tim Nosfinger.
You better get you a truck painted up and come out there on Monday nights.
I'm going dirt racing, I'm going truck racing, I'm going car racing. I'm going to do it all.
The scary thing is that David Cannon actually did race a super speedway and won his first time doing it. So he's not only good at super speedways, but he's good at speedways, and I believe he won. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I believe it was Rockingham, or if it wasn't Darlington, one of the two.
Bones tried running a dirt race 2 seasons ago, and it fried his G27. The force feedback from the dirt race killed his wheel. As here we go, the rest of the field peels off, heads down pit road.
Yeah, the whole field are great. Everybody come in great, awesome. They all fanned out, and that's something we talk about on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you watch that entry there, we talk a lot, and it's something that I kind of feel like I implemented. And the guy in front of you, you want him to go low, I'll go high. Guy behind you go low, the guy behind him go high. This stagger coming in. Let's give everybody a little room, and let's help each other out, and let's take care of each other.
Absolutely, Donnie. And communication is the key about pitting on these super speedways, because, like I said, you're going from 195 to 200 miles per hour down to 55. You need to know where to go going down to 55.
Looks like Glenn Harris wins the race off pit road. He's going to be, Dave Earlywine wins the race off pit road. Way ahead of everybody. Not sure.
I think he pitted a lot, didn't he? When he topping off there, and like I say, he needed less fuel, and got on pit road pretty good there and got off and looking pretty good here.
Yeah, exactly. I think he took a quarter can.
Well, I thought everybody had to take 2 tires.
He probably waited for them in the quarter can, but
Well, 2 tires should take longer than a full can.
It's about the same, I think. I think 2 tires.
And yeah, there goes Dave Earlywine. I think he forgot tires heading back down pit road.
there you go. That's what I said. He probably took something he shouldn't have.
So Glenn Harris, your race leader, but Wayne Pribnow and Bernie Mobbs are gonna have a run. Wayne Pribnow might take the lead with 2 to go. Glenn trying to throw a block, but at this speed, it's not gonna work.
Bernie behind him.
So Wayne Pribnow, new race leader.
If Wayne Pribnow wins this race, guys, to me, it'd be one of the most popular wins in a long time. I mean, really, it'd just be such a popular win for him.
Glenn Harris.
I kind of feel.
Go ahead.
I kind of feel bad for Glenn. He just pretty much got put out there, but.
Well, if Bernie goes high and Wayne blocks him, and the 8 jumps to the bottom, we may have a 3 wide for the win here.
There you go.
I don't know. Here it's gonna be white flag next time by. I wonder if Bernie Mobbs might just push Wayne Pribnow to a win.
Yeah, I'm torn here because I picked Bernie, and to win this thing. But he's like me. He'd love to see, if he can't win, he'd love to see Wayne win this thing, and that'd be such a great win for him.
I think both of us in the booth, Donnie, feel the same way.
And here goes Glenn Harris. Glenn Harris cannot do anything though without the help of Bernie Mobbs. So
No, you really got to know how to lay on somebody to pull him back, and he just can't do anything by himself there.
And here we go, white flag. This should be the last lap. We're watching for the caution to come out. Oh, Bernie looks outside, perhaps just throwing a block on Glenn, and there's the caution. It's a race back to the line.
And Bernie's going to take a shot at it. Here we go.
Here comes Bernie. Wayne not gonna block.
Look at the 8. The 8 didn't go with him.
Wayne's got to be loving this.
Yeah, oh yeah. Them guys, the more they stay side by side back here, the more 67's got a shot down. Now, if he goes out, will the 90 go with him, or will he pay him back?
If I was the 90, I wouldn't help him now.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
And there it is. Wayne Pribnow wins segment number 2.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the best wins ever, right there.
Wayne Pribnow advances to the Thursday night RTG All-Star race.
Absolutely deserves it.
Again, I mean, you have a racer that's hearing impaired. He races every Tuesday and Thursday, and he's so caliber with what he does, so, cautious what he does. He's a very good racer, very respectable racer. Congrats to Wayne. I mean, that's awesome.
I went ahead and hit up the in-game chat and congratulated Wayne on his victory.
YouTube is lighting up. I mean, everybody in there is just congratulating him, and they know how big a win it is for him.
And again, every Tuesday and Thursday night, there's so much respect for that guy, because it's like you said, Donnie. How can you race without hearing? I mean, it's such a disadvantage to us that can actually do it. We depend on it.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've blown a pit stop because everybody's talking coming in, which that's part of racing. But when I can't hear my motor gearing down, because I gear by sound, and if I can't hear it, it screws me up pretty bad. And this guy don't hear nothing. So, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, just absolutely amazing that this guy can do this. And and put this type of show on for us, man. This is awesome.
Unbelievable.
Well, especially super speedway racing, not being able to hear your spotter say 2 wide, 3 wide, stuff like that. That's difficult.
Of course, he don't have the luxury of talking to the guys around him. Like I say, when a lot of us are pitting, we'll talk to you. Hey, where'd you qualify? I qualified 10th. Well, I qualified 7th. The guy in front of you might qualify 7th. So you're like, hey man, go low, I'll stay high, or you stay high, I'll stay low, and you work with each other. He can't do that. He can't really communicate other than text, and you really can't do that coming to a pit stop. It's just too hectic, and so for him it's tough. And but like I said, great, just a great win, and I'm glad to see he's going to be with us on Thursday night.
I completely agree. Well deserved for him.
All right, so as we get things lined back up for segment number 3, it's probably going to be about a 33 lap race, 33, 34 laps. Once these lights go out on the pace car, it's my turn to pick a segment winner. I'm gonna go with the 71 of Brian Ordo to win segment 3.
Good, solid pick.
That is.
We see everybody heading down pit road right now to get some fuel before this segment starts. Well, Bernie Mobs, Dave Robbins actually stay out.
I'm not sure if that's a good move because they still have to pit during green flag on this last segment. So I think the guys that just pitted made a great move because less fuel.
Yes, fuel is going to matter in segment 3, 33 laps, a 2-stop race. Fuel will definitely matter in this segment.
Unless these guys pit, short pit right here, right before it goes green.
Yeah, I'm calculating two pit stops with a few laps maybe left over there towards the end. So these guys coming in now, that might buy them a little something there towards the end.
Right. Pace cars lights are still on, so if they go in here, they might just need to just change tires and go. No matter what, they have to take a can of fuel and 2 tires. Just like the rest. It doesn't matter if they pitted last lap or not.
Still want to give another shout out there to the guys out there in YouTube land. Got 20 watching right now, man. That's great for this late into the race, and just want to give a shout out to them.
Yes, absolutely. We're coming up to the time to vote, so start casting your votes here soon, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen.
Looks like Dave Earlywine's gonna get a lucky dog and get one of his 3 laps back.
We all picked or talked about Bernie winning at least one of these. What do you guys feel about this now?
Well, there really wasn't anything he could do there. The move that Glenn Harris put on him, after Glenn did that, all Bernie Mobs could do was pick one of those guys to push him to a win. When Glenn decided not to push Bernie, that was it. That was the loss of the race for Bernie.
Yeah. We have 2 MNT guys here, and that, like I said earlier this year, they transitioned to RTG. And then that's Dave Robbins and Glenn Harris, and then we have good old Brian Order, the Challenger Series of Wednesday night champion, and Bernie Mods, which basically wins every single pole at Talladega lately.
By the way, the lights are out on the pace car. We're going to go back to green flag racing. Bernie Mobs on the inside, Dave Robbins on the outside. It's a 4-car battle. Dave Earlywine 2 laps down. I don't know if we catch a couple cautions, he could get those 2 laps back. It looks like it's going to be a 33 lap shootout when we go green on lap number 44.
I can see 4 hungry cars. That's all I see.
Yeah, these guys will start mixing it up pretty quick. Like I said there in that last segment, there's it was going to ratchet up. The excitement's going to ratchet up. It's really going to ratchet up now, and these pit stops are going to really play into this. And I think you'll end up seeing single car runs here, and it's whoever really gets in there and gets off pit road and does it cleanly. Some of these guys are going to push it, and you're going to want to get all you can get on pit road. So it could cause some mistakes on pit road here, but pit road will definitely be a factor.
Here we go.
Exactly.
Pace car is off. Going to start segment number 3 here. 33 laps.
Exactly, Donnie. 1 second is 100 feet, so that makes a big difference.
Yeah, 33 laps means they got to get about 16 and a half laps to 17 laps per tank, and I don't think they're getting that. So, like I said, you could see a fuel stop and then a second stop for a top off somewhere towards the end. If it was me right now, I think I'd jump back here to the back and clutch a little bit, and try to make up a lap over this run here. That lap could be huge for you for not having to come back in. But I'd definitely be clutching right now.
Absolutely.
We got 3 cars on the high side, 2 on the low side.
And guys don't think about this, but that highway around there, you go around that top side, it's a lot longer, around there. You're using up, especially over 33 laps, you're using a lot more fuel than if you were on the bottom. And, if it was me right now, I'd be definitely trying to get to the bottom and get into the back of this field and just ride. And it looks like maybe that's what they're doing. But, you definitely don't want to be any higher on that track right now than you can be because of the pit stops are going to be so tight.
So Dave Robbins, new leader. Look at this. We've got 3 wide Chuck in the house. 10 win Chuck, perhaps. Chuck says you do not want to be out there leading this race right now because you're just going to burn too much fuel.
He's absolutely right. That's why Chuck McClure likes to stay either second or third during these times, and that's why we call him 3 wide Chuck a lot of times, because he'll make his move to the second line, and then all of a sudden you get the draft and move up to the third line and pass everyone. That's why we call him 3 wide Chuck.
I just call him the professor, and Chuck's the professor, and I go to school every race when I'm with him, and I lean on him a lot, and I've learned probably more from Chuck than I have anybody. I know Tim's going to get extremely upset about that, but it's the truth, and I've probably learned more off Chuck, and Chuck is just amazing talent, and he's definitely a threat to win. Anytime he's in a field, in any track, and I've raced with him on all sorts of tracks, and he's definitely the class of the field whenever he steps on the track.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I always call him 3 wide Chuck because he seems like whenever we're doing a broadcast and super speedway race, everybody's running 2 wide. Chuck is always the first person to take it 3 wide. He's not afraid to hang it out there.
Well, if I recall, last time I was racing with Chuck McClure, I actually caused an incident with Brian Hogue. And I thought, at the time, we had a really good push, but evidently, Terry Bauman had a really good push with Brian Hogue, and, it caused a pretty big incident. But, if I had someone on the track to follow, I would definitely follow Chuck, if not Donnie. And, safe to say that they're darn good racers on Super Speedway.
Yeah, I'm yet to prove myself, I guess, on the regular tracks from what I hear.
But then again, we're sitting here in the booth, Donnie, and we were friends, and I've taken you out once or twice, and for a win, and we got over it that night and so forth. But it's all in all, we all race together at the end.
So
Yeah, it's all about learning. I mean, you gotta learn, and you gotta put yourself in them positions. And if you lay back there and are scared to get up there and get in that mix, you're never gonna win. If you look at the Jeff Gordon motto, I forget what that thing was, but it was finish in the top 20, and then try to get a top 10, and then try to get a top 5, go for a win, go for 2 wins. And that's how you have to approach this thing. And super speedway racing, you got to make friends, and it's all about getting buddies out there that'll help you. And I do a lot of lobbying during races.
Absolutely. Super Speedway racing is all about who's around you and who wants to go with you.
So let me ask you guys this: if you guys were not in the All-Star race Thursday night, who would be your pick to win that race?
Oh, Tim Nosfer, who else?
What about you, Sean? If you weren't running Thursday, who do you think would win?
I would really have to pick Chuck.
Some top.
The reason why I'm saying Chuck is for some reason, he can get into the big ones, but he knows how to get out of it. And, Donnie's right. Tim does the same thing. It's really a tight battle between, like I said, it's weird, just talking about the two, but they're great racers, and those are the two to contend with. That's all I can say about it.
And if you notice, I'm lobbying right now. I'm already lobbying for Thursday night.
Well, and Tim said you already hurt his feelings earlier, so he's still not going to push you.
But if I were to choose a guy that you guys never thought of, I would choose Terry Bauman.
He is a master at fuel strategy.
I'm going to tell you what, he sneaks through a lot of things and ends up winning a lot of races. And he is a very incredible racer on short tracks, everything. He's great. It just amazes me what he can do.
I'm not going to tell you guys who my pick would be, because I'm going to make my pick in the pre-race Thursday night during the live broadcast. So I'm not going to spoil that for you.
I just want to let you know I did win last year's All-Star race. I got one under my belt, so just don't pick me.
You just don't want me to jinx you.
Yeah, but I tell you what, man, the picks have been pretty good tonight. We were one, and Sean, he got the first one. I had Bernie there, so he was pretty close. And so, like I say, the picks are going pretty good, and all. But let's get back to this race. These guys are getting after it here, and they're riding right now. We're at lap 53, and we got 23 here to go, and everybody's just riding. Right now, you're not trying to do anything crazy. You don't want to wreck nobody. You just want to ride, and as you see the 8 pull out there a little bit, and you really, when you watch these guys, these guys really need to be nose to tail. And when you see these cars whipping out like that, it's just a parachute that slows you down, and it causes you to use more fuel. When I'm behind someone, if you ever watch me, I am literally right on. Just as squared up as you can be. The squarer you go, the less fuel you use, and it's so important to stay as square as possible.
And there we go. Dave Earlywine heads down pit road. We are 10 laps into this run.
And we have Dave Robbins leading with Ordo, and I believe Ordo was your pick, right?
Ordo was my pick to win segment number 3 here. Brian Ordo has had an amazing season across all of the series. Race wins, championships. Brian Ordo having a great start to 2017.
Hey, Brian Ordo is one of those guys that I've been watching for the last couple of years. I mean, I've been running over here for several years as we got pit stops here.
Everybody heads down pit road.
He's just constantly gotten better, and I like to see that. I like to see guys that sometimes cause little things here and there, and then all of a sudden they clean up, and then they start getting closer to the front. And he's one of those guys that's definitely done that, and he's become a pretty good little racer.
I have to agree. Brian is an outstanding driver. It also comes down to performance of their computers as well. It's no different, performance in NASCAR with their cars. Online racing, and everyone should know, is the performance of the computer, and you can only do so much with what online racing gives you with the computer you have.
Interesting here. Bernie Mobbs, he took left side tires. Dave and Brian took right side tires. Glenn Harris took all 4 tires.
That was probably a mistake.
Yeah, that kind of killed him.
Well, I believe they all took 2 cans of fuel, so it looks like they all still came out together.
He's a second back, if not 3. It looks like 3.
He's definitely going to need a caution. These 3 here are going to definitely eat up the car that's in the front there. But that was must have been a great pit stop to get out there in front of those guys.
Right, exactly.
So Dave Robbins still your race leader.
He just pulled over and let him go. Did the right thing, forced him around that high side. Just use that little bit of gas there,
Yeah, again, Dave Robbins is a really, really great driver. He's really good on, what he does. He's very conservative.
"20 laps to go. These guys are all still going to have to stop for more fuel. They're all about 1 can short. But they have they've got their tires, so all they need is that 1 can of fuel."
Yeah, I'm monitoring their pit communications, and most of them are saying they can't make it. They're going to have to definitely pit and top off one more time.
And I believe they need to pit in 3 laps, correct? Or yellow flag in 3 laps?
No, it's this will run us all the way to the end.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So it's a 3-car battle, 20 laps to go.
And Bernie's sitting right there in second place again, and it's going to be probably going to be a 3-car breakaway. So hopefully he learned a little something back there, and it'll tell. Did he pick up any tips when he went back there? I think he went a little early, and I think I would have waited a little bit longer, but we'll see.
Well, like we saw in segment 2, we had a 3-car battle. The leader, he could not be passed without those 2 cars behind him. One of them has to volunteer to push the other one to a win. Otherwise, the leader can't get passed. So, with that being said, Dave Robbins, similar position here is, unless Brian Ordo and Bernie Mobbs decides that they're going to push each other to victory lane, they're going to have to do something on this green flag pit stop. How aggressive can you get on your pit road entry here at Talladega?
I can tell you this right now. Brian Ordo is conserving fuel. He's clutching it. He's trying to do everything he can to conserve fuel.
these three guys are in the draft, and the other ones have basically lost the draft, and they're going to slow way down. These guys are going to pull off here unless there's a caution. It's probably going to come down between these three guys right here, and it's going to be all about this pit stop. If they get separated, it could get pretty interesting. But if they can get in there together and come out together, you could see that same move as we did before, and like I say, it could get pretty wild there coming off turn 4 down to the start-finish line.
If I'm not mistaken, Donnie, they've already taken their 2-tire stop. Am I correct? So all it is gas and go at this point.
Oh yeah. You won't need any tires at this point, but you got to come in and get enough gas to get to the end, and this is where that topping off comes into play. It's 5-lap increments. A half a can is about 5 laps. Now that may change on this because it's 3x. So you might get about 3 laps for a half a can. So a can might get you 6, 7. So you're playing that strategy all through this race. So it's whichever one of these guys have been playing that and goes in now, they may need a half a can. Half a can to a can. That's about a second and a half of extra time on pit road, and that is an eternity on the track.
Now, Donnie, I had talked to Tim about this last week during a broadcast. We talked about if you're the race leader for an entire fuel run, it's going to cost you 1 to 2 laps in fuel.
Yeah, and definitely with the 3X, it's even going to be more. You're going to burn more fuel out there in the front, and front's not the place to be, especially in a race like this when you're competing against literally 2 guys behind you. You want to save as much fuel as possible. So the 96 is at a disadvantage at this point. If I was the 96, I'd pull over and let him go. And that's just me, because he's still got, another, 8, 10, 11, 12 laps to go before he's got a pit. So he can make that back up, if he gets out the way and lets these guys go in the front. That's what I would do.
So Dave Robbins possibly, perhaps going to need an extra half a can compared to these other 2 cars.
He could need a half a can to a can, depending on what he's done up to this point. And that's what I was saying about in these segments, taking more fuel and giving up a segment to try to advance yourself into the later stages. And some of these guys may have played that strategy.
We see Brian Ordo keep ducking out of line, looking high. Perhaps he's trying to convince Bernie Mobs to go with him.
Yeah, if I was in his ear right now, I'd be telling him to stop and get in line in this ride. He's a pretty smart racer. So I don't understand why he would be doing that, but. He's in the perfect spot. He's in the catbird seat. He's sitting back there. He's conserving the most fuel out of these 3 cars, and he'll need the least amount of fuel between these 3 cars when he gets on the pit road. And he's one of the ones that kept topping off there in that second stage. And you could see it pay right here. This is going to be the money stop, and it could pay off for him.
Now, Donnie, I know you run this fixed setup here at Talladega quite a bit. Are there any overheating issues with this setup?
No, they won't overheat. You can run them. You could literally push cars around here and they won't overheat. Random blow-ups, absolutely. But yeah, overheating, no. Yeah, Ordo ducks out again there.
Yeah, random overheats. There used to be a joke with Brian Schilling about every car that he designed blew up, but that's out the door. Considering he did win the Speed Freaks, and he's doing very well on Thursday night. So needless to say, they figured out the engine shop and the Schilling barn. So
we were taking a look at the chat box there, and it appears Brian Ordo, he's just drinking beer. So when you see him duck out of line, that's him reaching for his beer.
Oh, okay. Makes total sense.
Well, the crazy thing is that normally when he does that, I'm right next to him and say, "Hey, throw one to me," but I tend to miss it. So
By the way, let me just so there's no confusion later, if it comes down to this. Chris Hartilafax, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce his last name, but he was watching and he did cast his fan vote for the 71 before he left for the night. So there is, if the 71 doesn't win this segment, he does have one fan vote from Chris Hartilafax.
good to hear.
Yeah, Chris is a pretty good racer in his own right there. He's always up front. He's locked in the big show, I believe.
Yeah, Chris Hart is. I believe he is locked in the show.
We can't pronounce his name either, so we just call him Chris Hart.
Exactly.
That's definitely easier. And here we go. There, it looks like they're all going to head down pit road with 10 laps to go.
It's the money stop. Oh! Bernie loses it. Oh, and he fixed it up. Wow.
That was close.
Yeah, we got to worry about if he was speeding there.
That was a hell of a save. You saw Dave Robbins got a little nervous. It looked like he was going to shoot back into Dave. So here we go. I, in my opinion, whoever comes off a pit road in first place will be your race winner. That's my opinion. I don't think you're going to pass with 3 cars. And we actually see Bernie Mobs taking right side tires. Nobody else taking tires. Here comes Dave Robbins. He will win the race off pit road. We do not know if Bernie has a penalty or not. We'll wait and see. Dave Robbins kind of Dave Robbins with too big of a lead though. I think that's going to allow Bernie and Ordo to blow by him.
If he can pick up that draft there, though, he'll be all right.
Yeah, he's got that draft.
Of Glenn Harris, yeah.
Yeah, Glenn Harris has got him, and that might help him.
Now we just have to see if Bernie got the black flag here. He come in pretty hot.
If that's the case, then
it does look like the 90's coming back down pit road.
Oh, that's going to hurt Brian Ordo. Hopefully he can catch up to the front. No, I'm not sure if he can.
So now we've got a 2-car battle. Neither one of them have the draft. 8 laps to go.
Yeah, this is what I was saying earlier. The field would probably get separated on that pit stop if everything didn't go perfectly, and that definitely come to fruition.
Looks like Brian Ordo 2.8 seconds behind the leader. Let's see what happens when those 2 cars come off of pit road, though. If either one of these cars are able to pick up some draft from one of those 2 cars.
So we have 7 laps to go with the 96 leading. Am I correct?
The 96, yep.
71 second. With Bernie running third.
And the 71 is 2.8 seconds behind.
It looks like those other 2 cars, they're on the back stretch, getting back up to speed. I don't think Dave Robbins is going to be able to catch them.
I don't think Ordo is going to be able to catch Dave Robbins, neither.
No, looking at lap times, they ran identical lap times that last lap. So it's Talladega. You're not going to make up 2.5 seconds here. Dave Robbins might have won this race with that green flag pit stop.
Yeah, I think he had topped off a lot there too. During some of them cautions, and then he pitted by himself. And what hurt them guys is, of course, Bernie with the penalty, but everybody had to whoa up to let him get caught back up, and that's the difference right now where the 71 and the and the 96 of Dave Robbins there. That's really the difference. Like I say, a couple hundred yards there is a couple seconds. That's all it is.
Now imagine YouTube land if you have 14 cars going into pit road doing the same thing. It's not going to be exactly the same. The good thing is, at RTG is that we have a lot of good green flag pit stops. It almost looks as good as NASCAR, to be honest with you.
Ordo not really gaining anything here. Blow motor could change everything here. If somebody blows a motor or something like that, never want to race to end that way. But Order's doing everything he can here.
Yeah, Dave Robbins is a pretty good speedway guy. He's very conservative on short tracks and so forth. So hopefully he's doing his thing here.
So the word in the YouTube land is Ordo and Robbins. They pitted at the exact same time. How did Robbins end up with this almost 3-second lead? The word is we think Ordo took more fuel, and so now we're wondering if Robbins has enough fuel. It's all we can do is wait and see.
Well, I think what Donnie said earlier is that Robbins made different pit stops than Brian Ordo, so that could change the balance on the fuel.
Where's Dave Robbins been all night? He's been doing. He's been calculating. He's a calculating driver, and he's been sitting back there saving fuel, and it's paying off. Right here's where you're seeing the work. The work that he put in has got him a 2-second lead, 3-second lead here. That's a thinking man right there, and that's a good win if he can pull it off.
4 laps to go.
Yeah, but if you watched, 96, he hung out towards the back of those packs all night, and he knew what was going to happen. A couple of those guys were going to disappear from the wins, and it was going to come down to maybe some fuel strategy towards the end. And if you run these races backwards, you can sit there and put yourself in a position where you can do exactly what he's done here. I will say that when Ordo come in, he come in with them, and when the 90 got loose, Ordo slowed way down and to avoid anything there, and I think that I really think that's what cost him this position. If you go back and look at that, I think that's the difference between him and the 96 right now, with the amount of time he lost.
Well, you're absolutely right, and I just got confirmation from the 96 crew on communication. He does have enough fuel to finish the race.
It's going to be 2 to go at the line. Right now, it looks like it's the 96 has it in the bag. So start thinking about your fan vote. I've got the numbers in front of me. Right now, it looks like it'd be between Dave Earlywine, Bernie Mobbs, Brian Ordo, and Glenn Harris. And there is 1 vote for Brian Ordo as of right now from Chris Hart.
And like I said, I just got confirmation from 96's pit box and crew chief that they have enough fuel to finish it.
Coming to the white flag, Dave Robbins in the 96 car. 2.5 seconds ahead. Brian Ordo was able to gain a little bit those last couple laps, but nowhere near what he needed to do. Here we go, the fan votes rolling in. Pete Schwede, Mitch Bombard, Jeff Zupta, all voting for the 71.
It'll be interesting to talk to Dave and see if he played any strategies there to put himself in this position towards the end of the race.
Hank Middleton votes for the 71. Brian Hogue votes for Tim Nofsker, so we're going to eliminate Brian Hogue's vote.
I guess that was a neutral vote, correct?
Wiley votes for the 71. Ordo up to 6 votes right now. Congrats to Dave Robbins on winning segment 3 and locking himself into Thursday night.
Yeah, that was a really good strategy on Dave Robbins and their crew for making that happen.
The YouTube land, they have started a protest. They've got signs. They're chanting to let the whole field in. I
don't start that. And
I don't think they have. I don't think there are 9 spots to be given away for Thursday. According to Terry Bowman, there was only 5. That's the reasoning there.
Yeah, I just whispered to Terry and asked him that same question right before all that started happening, because a couple of years ago we had an all-star race over here, and we ran the one caution-free, the open caution-free, and it was an amazing race, and they put us all in. Everybody got to go in, and it turned out to be a great night, and that would definitely, we had the room, that would definitely be awesome tonight.
Dustin Rozier votes for the 71, so that's up to 7 votes for Brian Ordo. Let's go ahead and while we're waiting, let's go ahead and get Dave Robbins up here and congratulate him on his win. Hey, Dave Robbins, congratulations on winning segment number 3.
Are you there, Dave Robbins?
I sure am. You got me?
We got you. Tell us about, I was talking to the guys up here, and I think you were, looked like you might have been doing a little strategy, and is that what you were doing? Trying to save a little fuel?
Trying to save a little fuel, trying to mostly be smooth in and out of the pits, and unlike normal, I got it right a couple times tonight, and I think that got me the win, along with catching Glenn Harris's draft there for an extra lap at the end that gave me some distance from Brian.
Yeah, they got together there going in. Bernie Mobbs kind of got a little loose there going in, and Ordo had to really back out to stay off of him, and that was probably about a 2-second loss on his part, which is about where you was. So
Yep.
that's probably what cost him the chance to be up there racing with you. But hey, great win, man! A win's a win, and I was watching you all night, and it looked like to me you were kind of just laying in the back there, just taking your time, and like I say, trying to be smooth and save some fuel, and maybe that pay off towards the end of the race, and that's so important. It's something we talked about earlier, on in the broadcast, that even though you just need enough fuel to get through these segments, you want fuel going into the next segments to put you in, to leapfrog you towards the end, so you don't have to use as much fuel.
Sure, and that last segment, yeah, because I didn't have to take hardly any fuel. I messed off pit road, got back, knew that, although I messed myself up by taking fuel, well, that meant at the end of that segment, I didn't hardly have to take any. Gave me a nice leapfrog, yeah.
Well, you're in, and we're glad to have you. And we pulled some great racers out of this open here tonight to move over to the big All-Star race on Thursday night. And I tell you, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I sure can't wait. Awful glad to be in it.
And Dave, I just wanted to let you know that Jeff Zupta actually picked you to win segment number 3.
How about that? I'll have to thank him for that.
Let me see if I can get Terry Bowman into the booth to talk about the fan and owner votes. Hey Terry, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we just wanted to chat with you real quick before we go off the air. We know Wayne Pribnow, Dave Robbins, and Rusty Little. Yeah, we know those three raced their way in. Right now, fan voting, it looks like we have 8 votes for Brian Ordo. And Donnie, myself, and Sean have not cast a vote, but with Brian Ordo winning 8 to nothing, it looks like it's him.
Oh, good deal. Yeah, what we're going to do is rather than doing a owner's pick, the other 5 drivers, they're going to be alternates for the All-Star race. They'll be put into the if there's openings, which I'm presuming there's going to be, they'll be put in the All-Star race by the order they finish in this race.
So Glenn and Dave and Bones, all those guys still have a chance to get in Thursday if there are spots.
Yes, I'm thinking right now there's probably a 90% chance they'll all get in. But there's always that small chance some guys we don't expect to show up will show up. But we've already had some guys tell us they can't make it. So they should all make it in.
Yeah, Jeff Zupta in YouTube land, he said he can't make it.
I know Grant can't make it. I think I heard earlier today.
Yeah, there's quite a few all-star drivers that can't make it, and I want to thank Terry Bauman for organizing this and so forth, and making everything happen at RTG.
Thank you, Mr. Lockyer.
All right, so there you have it. Rusty Little, Wayne Pribnow, Dave Robbins, they are locked in. Brian Ordo locked in courtesy of the fan vote. From there, the rest of these drivers will show up Thursday night, and if there are spots, they will get in based on how they finish tonight. I think that would be what? Bernie Mobs would be the #1 alternate, I believe.
Yes, it's Bernie, Glenn,
and then
Dave Earlywine, David Cannon, and then Manny Diaz.
So there you have it. We will see Thursday night what happens. Obviously, we will be live on the air. Terry, you got any shout-outs you want to give tonight?
Well, of course, first off, I want to thank my co-owners, David Cannon and Sean Prime. And then all the admins at RTG, they do a phenomenal job. And the drivers. I mean, without the drivers, we wouldn't be here. I think we have some of the best drivers on the net. They may not all be the fastest, but it's one big happy family here, and that's what makes it so great at RTG. Is we're not just a racing league; we're a community. You can come into this TeamSpeak almost any time of the day or night, and there's people in here to BS with, play first-person shooter games. We're looking at some new games to get into to try to expand our community a little bit. And then you guys, I mean, Mark, you do a great job, and I can't wait to watch this broadcast. And Donnie, I know you always do an awesome job, and Sean, from a little bit of I heard it earlier, looking like we're going to be putting you back in the booth.
Yeah, he did a great job tonight, and for his first time, he actually picked the first winner. That was pretty amazing to pop in here. Normally the nerves would be so bad you'd pick somebody who probably wasn't even in the race, but he did a great job.
I obviously have to thank Donnie and Sean for popping into the booth. But first I'll let them. Donnie, you have any shout outs you want to give tonight?
I'd tell you, I'm just so proud of Wayne, for getting in this race, man. That's amazing. That's great for him, and he's up front a lot, and he ends up in wrecks and stuff there. Not through his own doing, but it was so great to see him actually win a segment tonight and get in. And as always, I want to thank all the owners and admin at RTG, and you, Mark, for putting on these races. And we're glad we found you, and you've made this exciting. And these TV broadcasts are so exciting. And we sit here and watch the YouTube light up, and it's just like Terry said, it's all the camaraderie. We are a family over here. We may do a little arguing amongst ourselves, but all you outside people better leave us alone. And we definitely put on a good product over here, and it's made me a 10 times better driver from when I got here. So I want to thank everybody for that, and I'm looking forward to defending my crown on Thursday night. That is my crown until Thursday night, and hopefully I can get back in there and win a second one. But hey, just to be part of it's an honor, and if win, lose or draw, it really don't matter. It's all about the fun and the camaraderie with all these guys, and if I don't win, I'm sure Tim will win or Chuck, but it's going to be great. It's going to be a great race to watch back once it's done, and can't wait to see it.
Sean Locke, any shout outs from you?
Oh, to be honest, I want to congratulate Rusty Little, especially Wayne Pridnow. Wayne is a very special individual that just blows my mind away on his racing. Okay, and of course my M&T guy, Dave Robbins. I was M&T, and I came over to RTG. And to be honest with you, excuse me, the most important thing is that all the racers here at RTG, they're stellar racers. Special thanks to you, Mark, for giving on and giving the things that you do, as well as the veterans and everything, and all the admins at RTG. I mean, honestly, we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for David Cannon, Terry Bauman, and Sean Prime, and as well as all the admins, helping them do this thing. But, most importantly, I can't wait for Thursday night with these drivers. They deserve it. We all deserve it, and it's going to be an exciting race. That's all you have to, hear, and just tune in Thursday night, and we're all going to be there. Thanks again for having me in the booth, and I really appreciate it, and I hope I didn't mess up too much, but it's always been fun.
But before I shut this down, let me ask Terry Bowman real quick. Terry, what's the format going to be Thursday night?
That's just a normal race. No segments, no nothing. Race to the checkered flag.
All right, so there you have it. Thursday night, the RTG Super Speedway All-Star Race, 76 laps at Talladega. Going to be a huge field. Going to be a full field. We're going to use alternates to fill that field up as much as we can. Going to be a live show, normal time and place. I want to thank the 2021 live viewers in YouTube land who were watching the race tonight. Thank Donnie Garrett and Sean Lockyer for stepping in and volunteering to call this race with me. Congrats to Dave Robbins, Wayne Pribnow, Rusty Little, Brian Ordo for all being locked in to Thursday night. And thanks to Terry Bowman, Bones, Sean Prime for keeping everything going over here and allowing for me to come over here and be a part of this as the broadcaster. And I enjoyed tonight. I'm sure Thursday will be just as exciting. And hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight. We will see you Thursday night.